Welcome to the Anxious to Secure podcast. I'm Jula, your anxious attachment style coach. I'll help you to finally stop overthinking your relationship by overcoming your fear of being left by your partner. Thought by thought, action by action, now episode by episode. Why? So you can experience true, authentic, anxiety-free love and feel a lasting ripple effect in all areas of your life. Are you ready to become the best secure version of yourself? Let's go. Welcome back, or welcome to the first time if you're listening to the Anxious to Secure podcast. I'm so glad you're here. Did you know that 90% of us fail at our relationship goals? Time to be in the top 10%. So maybe it's time for you to not become securely attached. And I will explain why this is important for you, or why maybe you want to. So first, let me ask you, we all want to be the best version of ourselves, right? But every year, most of us set these big New Year's goals. But did you know what? Already in the second week of January, the second Friday to be more precise, is called Quitter's Day. That's the day where actually most people are already abandoning their goals for the entire year. How crazy is that? Like less than 10% only, depending on the statistics. Sometimes it's 8%, 9%, 10% is actually going to achieve their goals at the end of the year. So less than 10% are gonna set a New Year's Eve goal and actually going to be able to fulfill that. And today I want to talk down exactly why that is, why most people fail at their goals, and what it takes to stay in this game, to achieve your goals, to upgrade your life, to become securely attached, or to feel more loved and fulfilled and connected, to create more of a self-esteem, to know you're worthy, to know you're lovable, to become more confident, whatever your goal is. And this episode is not only essential for you to make the new year a truly fulfilling year and to know what's possible, but also you can listen to this at any time when you decide to finally want to upgrade your life, to finally become the secure version of yourself or the upgraded version of yourself. But actually, let's go back. So from my own journey to becoming securely attached, here is what I've learned. Why it takes some people years to become securely attached, and why it took me only 6 months to break the cycle, become more secure. I give you the tools you can really start using now to make goals actually stick. And one of the biggest reasons is also the why. You need to have a strong why, a strong reason to become securely attached. So let me explain why my reason was so strong that it only took 6 months to become securely attached. And that was because I was already at the perfect moment. Well, I say perfect, but it was actually kind of like a low point at my life. I've been through a lot of ups and downs in my relationship. We used to fight so much. My partner kind of mentioned a lot of times we should probably break it up, and then I was ending up crying, and we kind of went back and forth, and it was very kind of toxic, I would say. It was very unhealthy, and I kind of knew this can't go on anymore and should call it off. But then I kind of decided to work on myself, and I actually stumbled about this quote, that your thoughts create your emotions, and your emotions create your actions, and your actions create your results. And this is how I realized that I can actually change the way I think, and then this will impact how I feel. And this started my entire self-development journey, and eventually I found attachment theory, and everything made sense. So for me, why I then hyper focus on becoming securely attached is because I had a strong why. I was at a low point and then changed my life and my relationship. And a lot of people during New Year's Eve, they're going to say, I have to set a goal, but their moment might be not right to transform their relationship, to do the inner work, to lose weight, become a fitter version of themselves, whatever your goal might be. So you want to know a strong reason why now. So if you set your goal as for example, I want to become securely attached by next year, within 1 year or 6 months or whatever, it's like a very big and also abstract goal at the same time. So goals like this are very easy to set, but then even easier to give up on because we lose sight of what we're actually trying to aim for. I mean, a lot of people, when they think about secure attachments, they don't even know what it looks like. So let me tell you why I became securely attached in 6 months. I was at my breaking point. I was in pain. I was going through roller coasters. My partner and I was in constant conflicts. We were sharing a room. We were triggering each other's core wounds. He was always saying we should break up, which triggered me enormously. I was facing my own fears, realizing I couldn't keep up with this anymore. I was also still kind of trying to... So here are some questions you can think about. Why do you want to do this? Why now? Not just because of it sounds nice and I want to set this goal because everyone is doing it. Why now? Why not 6 months ago? Write down all the reasons, get hyper specific. Could even create a vision board. And then second of all, list the costs of if you stay the same, if you don't become securely attached, if you don't transform your life. Imagine your life in 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, and even 5 years, and 20 years, when you're 90 years old. Write down all the negative consequences, the impact that it will have on you and your life for staying in this anxious cycle, in this anxious avoidant trap, on your health, on your peace, on your happiness, on your physical health as well, on your relationships, on your career, on everything. And then step number 3, flip the script. What do I mean? Write down all the reasons why this could actually change your life for the better. What is the reward here? Now write down all the things how your life could change if you start small every day. Imagine life in 3 months again, in 1 year, in 5 years, when you're 90 years old. How could it be different? And have these two as a comparison, your worst case scenario and your best case scenario here. And this is part of how you can also rewire your brain by telling your brain, hey, it's painful to stay this way. But it's also, there's a lot of pleasure and possibilities here to actually create this goal and achieve it. And it's like a kind of like a motivational accountability thing you can do, and read this list out for yourself every day, every time when you're low. And imagine yourself feeling just 1% more secure every day. What would that look like? Is this more achievable rather than becoming securely attached? So in short, don't set your New Year's goals just for the pressure of it. Don't make it too big also. Don't make it too vague. Be hyper realistic about it, realize the consequences and the possibilities with it, know your why, and set micro goals as well. What would it look like to become 1% more secure? What is one thing you're going to change about yourself? Is it that you want to learn that you're capable of handling emotional pain, knowing that even if something bad happens, even if your partner might leave or might do something, that you're capable of handling this could be a goal. It could be also setting boundaries. That's a great mini goal, which will also take a lot of work. Set a very specific goal that you can actually imagine. Or maybe a goal could be that you're being able to handle conflict better. And what does it look like for you? Maybe before you're always walking out of a conflict. Maybe you're always good at silent treatment. Maybe you're just crying endlessly without being able to express yourself, or maybe you're just saying the wrong things because you're so emotional in that moment. So what is one micro step you can do rather than becoming securely attached is a big goal. Hey you, if you're multitasking, come closer. Are you tired of obsessing over your texts from your partner? Are you constantly checking your phone every 5 minutes? Are you overthinking every message they send? Are you feeling abandoned when they don't text you back right away or take too much time to respond? Imagine feeling like this in 21 days. Calm when they're texting or when they don't text. No more anxious spirals. Knowing their silence really doesn't mean anything about your self-worth and that you're still safe. Watching your partner become more obsessed with you because of your new energy. That's exactly why I've created my mini course on text anxiety. The only one you'll ever need to learn how to stop obsessing over text in just 21 days or less. The first round of my beta course is open. So grab your spot before the price goes up. And let's transform your relationship anxiety one text at a time. How? Either find the link in my bio or jump over to my Instagram @themarriagecoach and comment under any of the posts the word text anxiety. And here's the real thing. You have to work with your subconscious mind. And that's the true power of really setting a goal that is achievable and that won't sabotage you. Let me tell you what I mean. Most goals actually fail because they only involve the conscious mind, meaning I want to become secure, while the subconscious mind is still holding on to your comfort, on your old beliefs. If your subconscious thinks I'm not worthy of love, I'm not lovable, I don't deserve a healthy, loving partner and relationship, I'm not good enough, it's going to keep ruining your relationship and yourself and running the show. It's going to control you. It's going to control your thoughts and then how you feel and then how you act. So no matter what you say consciously, your subconscious mind will control you. That's a key thing to understand. So how do we work with it now? First, have a strong why, as I mentioned, and start when the time is right. Why now? Why not 6 months ago? Be aware of all the consequences. If you don't achieve your goal now, list all the benefits for it. Start small. Instead of committing to a huge change, break it down. Ask yourself, what's one tiny action you can take today that feels doable? Maybe it's a small breathing. Maybe it's breathing through the anxiety when your partner doesn't text you back and allowing the emotion to be there and don't respond to it. And then the third thing, this is the thing we're going to go into detail in a second, is really your subconscious will always overpower your conscious needs. So here's the thing what you need to understand, and which has been so powerful for me. You need to understand that your subconscious will always overpower your conscious needs. So make sure to align them. That's the true secret here in creating goals that you can actually hold on to and stick to the entire year. So for example, if you're craving security, make that part of your new routine. Try doing your self-work in a way that feels safe, like journaling in a cozy spot or setting aside a time to check in with yourself. If you like comfort, create a lot of routines that are supporting that comfort from home, sitting in your PJs, journaling at a time when you are really ready to do it. Don't maybe set an alarm for 4 a.m. to do all of this. If you are not a morning person, do it at a time when it's actually comfortable for you. But let me go deeper into the third point let me go deeper now about the subconscious mind, because the more you understand how the subconscious mind works, the more you can truly align, the more you can become the best version of yourself without sabotaging yourself, the more you can listen to your best version. So you might set the goal for feeling more secure in your relationship. Stop overthinking or building more trust within yourself or with your partner. But despite your conscious effort, you find yourself still anxious, still triggered, still reacting emotionally rather than responding. And when things don't go as planned, perhaps like if your partner cancels a plan or something happens or they'll pull away, what then? What happens? Your subconscious mind holds onto everything from the past experiences, good, bad, traumatic, and continuously runs the show. It's like a computer that has been programmed over the years with patterns, beliefs, and habits that drive your actions without even realizing it. So when you have unmet needs, especially the ones tied into certainty, connection, love, significance, feeling seen and being valued, your subconscious mind then often pulls you into these familiar patterns to meet these needs in very unhealthy ways. Unfortunately, it will sabotage you to get this need fulfilled in the fastest way possible. Even if it's like, for example, you want to fulfill your need of connection, you might start a fight with your partner because that's the way how you sabotage yourself. Or if you want certainty, if that's your unmet top priority need, which is unfulfilled, you might keep ruminating and overthinking, because that's one way to create certainty in your relationship, or at least you think it is. And your subconscious mind is thinking that's the fastest way of creating certainty, by overthinking and thinking about it in a different way and thinking again about it and then again about it and not letting it go. And even if your conscious goal is to be more secure in your relationship, if your subconscious belief tells you that love equals anxiety, or people always will leave you, or you're unlovable or not good enough, you will still feel yourself triggering your attachment anxiety. So I would love to paint you a bit of a picture of how this might look for my clients, and an exercise we can do to now create goals that are aligned with your unmet needs. Let's say your need is certainty, and that's one of your top unmet needs. So, and your goal is you want to become more secure in your relationship and stop overthinking everything. So you're still constantly seeking reassurance from your partner and panicking when they don't respond right away, and you will overthink that. You tell yourself you should trust them, but your anxiety kicks in when plans are cancelled, or they don't respond, or they pull away. And then you keep ruminating, because that's one way for your brain to think, hey, that's the certainty. I want certainty. I need to reach out. I need to think about it. I need to have his response right away. I need to know. So your subconscious mind might still hold on to the past experiences, of like moments of instability. Maybe you had an emotionally unavailable caregiver, maybe your parent, maybe your partner, maybe your dad wasn't there for you. Maybe he went on work trips a lot of times, and your mom was only there. And sometimes your mom was overwhelmed with the household and her emotions and with the siblings. And that created a lot of instability for you. Maybe they were arguing a lot. When your parents argue, that can create a lot of instability for you, and also like a perceived abandonment. So maybe in your last relationship, there was a lot of uncertainty and instability involved, and your partner never committed, and at the end something happened, and that reinforced that belief that you should fear of being abandoned. And this creates this unconscious fear of abandonment more and more, that triggers you truly want reassurance, to want the certainty that everything will be okay without realizing it. And even though your conscious goal is to feel calm, your subconscious mind pushes you to keep proving your partner's love through constant questioning and overanalyzing and trying to find certainty here. Does it make sense? That's something, a pattern that I'm very much aware of, that I've been doing all the time. I feel like all of my clients who are anxious attached have a problem with overthinking, because certainty is one of these huge top unmet needs they're having, which is very much tied to fear of abandonment. And they want this reassurance, they want certainty, they want control, they want safety. But guess what? Overthinking, trying to get your partner to reassure you externally, is not going to make you feel certain. Because in the end, guys, do you know what? You never know what your partner might do. You never even know what you might do. You never know what happened in life. If you're 30 years old now or 40, you still have like at least 40, 50 years ahead of your life. And so much can happen. But you need to learn to know, what? Even if stuff happens, you're okay. And a little example, this used to happen to me in my past relationships. I would consciously tell myself, I want to trust in us and stop overthinking. I want to trust in my partner to be there for me later in life, to not let me down, and I will have a strong, but deep down, because of my past experiences, even though they were happening when I was very little, through my hypersensitivity and all of this, I still was overthinking and doubting us and doubting his love and doubting my love even. I still had this anxiety, and I was trying to find solutions. I was Googling things. I was overthinking. I was trying to see. I was very hypervigilant and like watching him, what he's doing, and if his mood is changing. I felt very anxious and all of these things, because deep down inside me, I felt, uncertain about everything. And logically, I kind of knew this wasn't helping. Logically, I knew we were at a kind of healthy place at some point, not during those very, anxious conflict moments, but at some point I knew, we are okay. But it didn't help, because my subconscious mind still told me the entire time, he's going to leave, you're not good enough, he's going to find someone younger, prettier than me, slimmer than me, all of these things. So now the true secret here is finding ways how you can align these two things, your goal, the conscious goal, and your subconscious unmet needs. And here in this example, we have the need for control and certainty that you're trying to fulfill through like overthinking, for example. And then you have your goal of feeling secure. So what you can do in this example is like focus on what you can control. So you can still get certainty in that part. You never know what might happen in the future, right? But you can focus on how you can show up for yourself. You can focus on reframing your thoughts. You can build self-trust. You can be there for yourself. You can learn to self-soothe, to process your emotions, to fulfill your needs. You can learn to be more independent. This is something you can control. Another thing is important, like rewiring your beliefs. Find 10 pieces of evidence and journal as many reasons as possible, even more than 10 if you have, how you've achieved already so much in your life, in your relationships, in your career, in your friendships, how you can handle anything. Because the more you realize that you've handled so much in your life already, it kind of builds self-trust. You change the focus on, hey, I'm not capable of handling stuff, of challenges, to, hey, I achieved all of these things already. I've managed to handle my parents' divorce. I handled, this job change and this uncertainty and that uncertainty in my life. Also handle the future stuff that's to come. And another thing you could also do here is you could reassure yourself. Because instead of seeking reassurance from your partner and trying to get control and certainty through him, which never helps long term, we all know that kind of now, I hope. Instead of getting reassurance from your partner constantly, reassure yourself. That will put you in power position again. Instead of getting it from your partner, reassure yourself. What is it exactly you want to hear from your partner, and tell this to yourself. And really the reason these old patterns keep playing out is because the subconscious mind is far more powerful than the conscious mind. Again, the subconscious mind will always overpower the conscious mind. It's like having automatic habits running in the background of your life. No matter how much you consciously want something, your subconscious mind is still holding on to your old beliefs, your old programming. So even if you set a goal of feeling more secure and stop overthinking, the subconscious mind will keep pushing what they want. So it's like trying to change a habit by forcing yourself to do something new. Sure, you might be able to force it short time, but eventually you will stop. That's why people who want to lose weight and let's say their need is security and comfort, and they're trying to go for a run every morning, they're not going to be able to do that. Because it's not really safe to go out for a run at 6 a.m. in the morning in London. It's not very comfortable. But what they could do instead is trying to understand what are my core needs. If it's comfort and security, work out from home in the morning at a time that is comfortable for you. Work out in your PJs. If you work from home, do it during the lunch hour. Do it in the afternoon. Do it at a time that actually works for you. This is how you can actually meet these two needs. Now let me talk you through the exercise even more in detail, how you can do it so you can train yourself to do it yourself and get a pen and paper if you want to follow along with it. And this is, by the way, just a sneak peek of what I will cover in detail in my Anxious to Secure course. If you want to learn more how to stop sabotaging yourself, how to rewire your mind for new helpful beliefs and break old habits, how to feel safe from within without chasing your partner, without needing constant reassurance for him to always say, hey, I love you, for him to always tell you all of the things, then check out my course and reply blueprint under any of my Instagram posts at The Marriage Coach. And by the way, it's the first round right now. The price will still go up after the first round is closed. So if you still be able to jump into my first round, into my first beta round, grab it. So the first step of the exercise, identify your main unmet needs. What are your core needs? Think about what you focus on most of your time. What are you ruminating about? What you spend your money on, or things that make you worry the most. There are 6 basic human needs Tony Robbins is talking about, and I love this concept because I've been applying this and it really works. And if you want to find out what your top core needs are, you want my free quiz that tells you your top core needs in just like 3 minutes. Again, head to my Instagram and reply needs, the word needs, under my comments, under my posts, and you will get the quiz sent to you. It's very fast to fill it out. So you can finally stop sabotaging yourself and able to meet your needs. Then the second step is identify your conscious goal. So for example, setting a boundary, being not hyper-vigilant anymore. Like micro goals are powerful because you can envision them better. You can actually take action on them and create a momentum. Third, identify why your conscious goal clashes with your subconscious core needs. For example, if you have a fear of rejection and abandonment, setting boundaries might really feel unsafe, and that's why it clashes. But if you have a need for certainty and your goal is to stop overthinking, it also clashes because you're trying to gain control by finding the solution by overthinking. So you need to understand why these things clash. And then fourth step is create a strategy to combine your conscious goal with your subconscious needs. So start small and gradually get comfortable with it. And let me tell you some examples here. So ask yourself, how can you value your needs for certainty, but not sabotaging yourself by overthinking, for example? And I gave you some example above. And what can you be certain about, if not about your partner's actions or commitment, if not about the future, right? Because you can only focus on things you can actually control. And also perhaps you got yourself, you got your own back, that you can manage your emotions, that you still have friends around you and family who still loves you and who can support you. And from there onwards, you can then create a plan that fulfills this goal for you. What can you do every day? And maybe you want to learn to process your emotions more. Maybe you want to learn to rewire your beliefs, learn to self-trust, learn more to trust yourself. So now you might have an idea of the power of your subconscious mind and how important it is to create strong, secure relationships, right? The subconscious mind is so powerful. It's the secret of creating lasting and true empowering change, because it's our programming. It's like an Instagram, like when you go on Instagram, you see a feed and it's exactly what your interests are all about, right? When you think a lot about relationships and love and romance, your feed might be full of like couples and kissing, and the guy is giving her all of the, flowers and chocolate and quality time and all of the things. Maybe it's full of wedding videos, wedding pictures and romantic scenes, for pets in my case. But that's not how your partner's feed might look like, right? His includes perhaps like skateboarding videos, traveling, surfing videos, full of adventure stuff like hiking, squirrels, dogs, fluffy animal stuff. It works differently. It shows us different things. So our brain is the same. Like our core beliefs and subconscious minds are like the algorithm. When your brain experiences a perceived abandonment at some point during childhood, the years when you were really hyper suggestible for new beliefs, because you were in like theta brainwave state, you got programmed that this is dangerous, that you must fear whenever someone withdraws from you or is inconsistent. And you then always watch out for red flags. And that's like your algorithm. You're programmed to watch out for red flags, to watch out for all of these things. So again, consciously refocus your thoughts outside of the limiting beliefs, challenge your beliefs, rewire your brain for new helpful beliefs. You can rewrite your algorithm. You are in control of it, but it just takes basically brain power, brain energy to do that. So are you ready to update your algorithm so you can reach your fullest potential? You got this, and I believe in you. If I can do it, so can you. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for being with me here today. Remember, change in your relationship starts with you. Thought by thought, action by action, and now episode by episode. If you love this episode and want to give me a virtual high five, please give me a 5-star rating wherever you're listening from. It really helps me to boost this podcast a little bit higher in the ranking so I can help even more people just like you. And even share it with one more person you think would really benefit from this episode. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you. Bye-bye.